Welcome back, hustlers, to another episode of the Full-Time Hustler Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Feimster. Today, we're delving into a topic that's not just close to my heart, but is reshaping the entrepreneurial landscape. That's ethical entrepreneurship. In a world where the bottom line often overshadows everything else, how can entrepreneurs ensure they're not just chasing profits, but also making a positive impact? Let's dive in. What is ethical entrepreneurship? Let's start at the very beginning of ethical entrepreneurship. It's a term we hear more and more these days, but what does it truly mean? At its core, ethical entrepreneurship is about integrating values, morals, and ethics into the very DNA of the business and operations. It's not about what you do, but how you do it. Imagine a business landscape where every decision, from sourcing materials to hiring practices, is made with a deep sense of responsibility. It's about recognizing that businesses have a broader role in society beyond just generating profits. They have the power to influence communities, shape societal norms, and even drive global change. Ethical entrepreneurship is about harnessing that power in a way that benefits not just the business owners or shareholders, but all stakeholders involved, including the environment, employees, and the communities they operate in. Let's look at some real world examples of ethical entrepreneurship. Now, this might sound idealistic to some, but there are businesses, both big and small, that are living proof of this philosophy in action. First, Patagonia, a brand that many of you might be familiar with. They've been champions of ethical entrepreneurship for decades, from their commitment to sustainable materials to their pledge to give 1% of sales to environmental causes. They've shown that it's possible to be both profitable and principled. Second, Tom's Shoes. For every pair of shoes you buy, Tom's promises to give a pair to a child in need. This one-for-one model has not only made them a successful business, but has also impacted millions of lives around the world. Third, Eco Soap Bank, a smaller venture but equally impactful. This nonprofit collects used hotel soaps, sanitizes them, and redistributes them to communities in need, promoting hygiene and reducing waste. These are just a few examples, but they illustrate a crucial point. Ethical entrepreneurship is not just a niche or a trend, it's a viable, impactful, and sustainable approach to business. Next, let's talk about the balancing act, profit versus purpose. Now, as inspiring as these stories are, it's essential to acknowledge the challenges. One of the most significant dilemmas ethical entrepreneurs face is the balance between profit and purpose. In a traditional business model, the primary goal is clear: maximize profits. But for the ethical entrepreneur, the equation is more complex. How do you ensure fair wages while also keeping prices competitive? How do you invest in sustainable materials or processes that might be more expensive without compromising profitability? The key lies in long-term thinking. While ethical choices might sometimes mean higher costs in the short term, they often lead to sustainable growth, brand loyalty, and reduced risk in the long run. It's about understanding that true profitability isn't just about financial gains, but also about the social and environmental capital you build. Moreover, with consumers becoming more conscious of their choices and the rise of impact investing, businesses that prioritize purpose alongside profit are finding themselves in a favorable position in the market. Next, let's talk about strategies for the aspiring ethical entrepreneur. For those of you who are inspired to embark on the journey of ethical entrepreneurship, or perhaps are already on it and seeking guidance, this segment is for you. Here are some strategies to help you navigate the challenges and opportunities of this path. First, deep dive into your mission. Before anything else, you need to understand your why. This isn't just about a catchy mission statement for your website. It's about truly understanding the impact you want to make. Spend time reflecting on this and let it be the compass that guides your business decisions. Second, research and education. The world of ethical entrepreneurship is vast and ever evolving. Attend workshops, enroll in courses, and read up on the latest trends and best practices. Knowledge is power, and it will equip you to make informed decisions. Third, engage with your stakeholders. This includes everyone from your employees to your suppliers to your customers. Get their feedback, understand their needs and concerns, and involve them in your journey. Ethical entrepreneurship is a collaborative effort. Fourth, be transparent. In a world where consumers are increasingly skeptical of corporate greenwashing, transparency is key. Share both your successes and challenges. This not only builds trust, but also humanizes your brand. And lastly, think long term. Ethical decisions might not always yield immediate financial returns, but they often lead to long term benefits like brand loyalty, reduced risk, and sustainable growth. Be patient and stay committed to your mission. Next, let's talk about the tech tools for the ethical entrepreneur. As we delve into the world of technology, it's heartening to see how many tools are emerging to support the ethical entrepreneur. Here are some that I believe can be game changers. First, Impact Measure. As mentioned earlier, this app helps businesses track and showcase their social and environmental impact. With easy to understand metrics and visuals, it's a great tool for both internal assessment and external communication. Second, Ethical Supply Chain. This platform allows businesses to vet and connect with suppliers that adhere to ethical standards. From sustainable materials to fair labor practices, you can ensure that your supply chain aligns with your values. Third, Green Web. For digital businesses, your website's carbon footprint might be a concern. Green Web offers eco-friendly hosting solutions, ensuring that your digital presence is as green as your business. Next, EcoCart, an e-commerce plug-in that calculates the carbon footprint of each purchase and offers customers the option to offset it by contributing to environmental projects. And last, FairPay, a payroll software that helps businesses ensure they're offering fair wages, taking into account factors like living costs, inflation, and industry standard. These tools, while just the tip of the iceberg, showcase the potential of technology to support and amplify the efforts of ethical entrepreneurs. Next, let's talk about ethical entrepreneurship as a global tapestry. As we continue our exploration, it's crucial to step back and appreciate the diverse ways ethical entrepreneurship manifests across the globe. Every region, with its unique challenges and opportunities, contributes to this tapestry. First, let's look at Africa. Here, innovation meets necessity. Entrepreneurs are leveraging mobile technology to bring financial services to remote areas, ensuring economic inclusion. Moreover, sustainable agriculture startups are emerging, focusing on both food security and environmental conservation. Next, let's look at Asia, a continent of contrast. Asia showcases the blend of tradition and modernity. In places like India, sustainable fashion brands are reviving ancient textile arts while ensuring fair wages for artisans. Meanwhile, in tech hubs like Singapore, green tech startups are making waves with solutions for urban sustainability. Next, let's look at Latin America. Rich in biodiversity, this region is a hotbed for ecotourism and sustainable agricultural ventures. Entrepreneurs are not only tapping into the global demand for organic and ethically produced goods, but are also ensuring that local communities benefit directly from these enterprises. Next, let's talk about consumers as the catalyst for ethical business practices. While entrepreneurs are at the forefront of this ethical movement, it's the consumers who often act as the driving force. Today's consumers are informed, discerning, and value driven. They, they're looking beyond just the price tag or brand name. With easy access to information, consumers are now questioning the origins of their products. Were the workers paid fairly? Is the product environmentally friendly? Brands that can answer these questions positively and transparently find themselves in a favorable position. Consumers are not just passive buyers, they're advocates, reviewers, and at all times, critics. Their voices, amplified by social media, can make or break brands. For ethical entrepreneurs, this engaged consumer base is both an asset and a responsibility. Next, let's talk about navigating the waters of skepticism. As ethical entrepreneurship gains momentum, there's a shadow that often looms: skepticism, with terms like green, sustainable, and ethical becoming buzzwords. There's a growing concern about greenwashing, where companies exaggerate or falsely claim eco friendly practices. For genuine ethical entrepreneurs, this skepticism can be a hurdle. How do you prove your authenticity in a sea of doubt? Here are a few strategies. First, third party certifications. Seek certifications from recognizable bodies that validate your ethical claims, be it for organic products, fair trade, or sustainable practices. Second, transparency. Regularly publish detailed reports on your ethical initiatives, the challenges faced, and the impact created. This not only builds trust, but also sets a benchmark for others. Third, engage with your community. Open channels of communication with your consumers, address concerns, accept feedback, and be open to criticism. Authentic engagement can be your strongest ally against skepticism. Next, let's discuss the future of ethical entrepreneurship. As we gaze into the horizon, the future of ethical entrepreneurship appears not just promising, but essential. With global challenges like climate change, income inequality, and resource scarcity becoming more pressing, businesses that can address these issues while remaining profitable will lead the next wave of innovation. We're likely to see a rise in circular economies where waste is minimized and resources are continually recycled. Additionally, as technology advances, we'll have AI driven solutions that can optimize business operations for both profitability and sustainability. The entrepreneurs of tomorrow will be those who can seamlessly blend purpose with profit, innovation with tradition, and global thinking with local impact. Let's discuss the role of education in ethical entrepreneurship. Education is the bedrock upon which the ethos of ethical entrepreneurship stands. As the concept gains traction, educational institutions worldwide are integrating it into their curricula. From MBA programs offering specializations in sustainable business practices to workshops focusing on ethical supply chain management, the avenues for learning are expanding. Online platforms like Coursera and Udemy are democratizing access to this knowledge, ensuring that anyone, anywhere can equip themselves with the tools to be an ethical entrepreneur. The next generation, with this foundation of knowledge, is poised to drive change on an unprecedented scale. Let's discuss the collaborations and partnerships. In the world of ethical entrepreneurship, no one is an island. The challenges are vast, and tackling them requires collective effort. Collaborations and partnerships can amplify impact, pool resources, and bring together diverse expertise. For instance, a sustainable fashion brand might partner with an NGO focused on artisanal, communities, ensuring fair wages and reviving traditional crafts. Or tech startups might collaborate with environmental organizations to develop solutions for clean energy. In this interconnected world, the mantra for success is simple: together we achieve more. Let's discuss the importance of mentorship. Every journey, especially one as nuanced as ethical entrepreneurship, benefits from guidance. Mentors, with their wealth of experience and insights, can be the lighthouses guiding budding entrepreneurs through challenges. They offer not just practical advice, but also emotional support, helping young entrepreneurs stay resilient in the face of setbacks. Moreover, mentorship isn't just a one way street. Established entrepreneurs can gain fresh perspectives and insights from their mentees, making it a mutually enriching relationship. If you're on this journey, seek out mentors, and if you've walked the path, offer to guide others. Next, let's discuss the role of governments and policy. Governments, with their reach and resources, play a pivotal role in shaping the landscape of ethical entrepreneurship. Recognizing the value such businesses bring to society, many governments are introducing policies to support them. From tax breaks for green startups to grants for social enterprises, the incentives are growing. Moreover, regulations are being put in place to ensure even traditional businesses adhere to certain ethical standards, be it in terms of environmental impact or labor practices. As ethical entrepreneurs, staying informed about these policies and leveraging them can significantly aid your journey. Next, let's ask some listener questions and insights from our audience. One of the most rewarding aspects of hosting this podcast is the continuous engagement with our community. Your insights and questions and stories breathe life into our discussions. Let's dive into some of the thought provoking questions you've sent our way. This question is from Aisha. How can small businesses, especially in developing countries, adopt ethical practices without compromising their growth? Aisha, that's an insightful question. Small businesses, especially in developing regions, often operate on thin margins. However, ethical practices can start small. It could be as simple as ensuring fair wages for employees, using local resources sustainably, or engaging with the community in meaningful ways. As the business grows, these foundational ethical practices can be built upon and expanded. Our next question comes from Miguel in Mexico City. Are there global networks or communities where ethical entrepreneurs can connect and collaborate? Absolutely, Miguel. There are numerous global platforms like the Social Enterprise World Forum and the Impact Hub Network where ethical entrepreneurs can connect, share insights, and even collaborate on projects. This one is feedback from Lena in Berlin. I started my sustainable fashion brand last year, and the journey has been both challenging and rewarding. One thing I've learned is that consumers appreciate transparency, even if you're not perfect. It's about the journey and the intent. Lena, thank you for sharing that. It's a testament to the fact that ethical entrepreneurship is as much about the intent and effort as it is about achieving perfection. As we near the end of this episode, it's essential to reflect upon the journey ahead. Ethical entrepreneurship, while gaining momentum, is still a path less traveled. There will be challenges, roadblocks, and moments of doubt, but with every challenge comes an opportunity to innovate, to make a difference, and to set a precedent. In our coming episodes, we'll be diving deeper into some of the topics we've touched upon today, bringing in experts from various fields and sharing more stories from our community. The future of ethical entrepreneurship is a tapestry we're weaving together, and I'm excited to see where our collective efforts lead. As we conclude today's episode, I want to leave you with a thought. Ethical entrepreneurship isn't just a business model, it's a mindset, a commitment to leaving the world better than we found it. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting, I challenge you to think about the footprint you're leaving behind. And now a call to action. Engage with us. Share your stories, insights, and challenges. Let's create a vibrant community where we learn from each other, support one another, and drive change together. Remember, every small step, every thoughtful decision contributes to a larger movement. Let's embark on this journey together with purpose and passion.